No, you didn't go. Murr, you're back fresh off your vacation from Orlando with the fam. I saw the picture. Young William was grinning ear to fucking ear. But let's be honest. Did you witness Mickey fuck Minnie? Did that happen? Did you witness fucking Mouse, animalistic Bukakian with Goofy in the corner?
Look.
Get her, Mickey.
I was waiting. There was one part of the park that was closed, and I just kept walking by, going like, "Sorry, folks, park's closed." I don't know if anybody else fucking got that reference at all, because most people there were much younger than I was.
Damn, that's a good pull though.
Yeah, if you're doing it spot on too, if you're like giving it the old yeah, okay.
Sorry, folks.
If you if you walk another quarter mile, you can watch Donald jerk off into his duck hands.
Dude, let me tell you, man. Chick-fil-A now has better customer service than Walt Disney World. I'd say they're not far below the Chick-fil-A employee, but I think Disney has accepted all makes and models of human being. No one is. It's not Mr. It's not Sir. It's not Mr. It's not Ma'am. It's excuse me, friends. Hello, travelers. They don't call you anything that involves calling you a human species. It's like friends.
Always done that.
I don't know, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm pretty sure that's like the whole fucking shtick.
what weirded me out the most was yesterday. I guess we were in the way of somebody taking a picture, like professional picture, and the park person was like, "Yeah, excuse me," and I guess they were saying multiple things like travelers, citizens, and they finally like, "Excuse me, human friends." And I was like, "What?"
Nice.
I was like, "I'll get out of the way." Jesus Christ, where the fuck are we? But the one thing I noticed that I really wanted to get your guys' take on, so we went to Hollywood Studios, and if you haven't seen what Hollywood Studios is all about now, huge Star Wars section of the park. You walk in and you're on Tatooine. You're fucking there, dude. There's a full scale Millennium Falcon there. There's a full scale TIE Fighter there. There's a full scale X-Wing there. And you walk in there and just it's like, holy shit, they got the cantina, everything. You're in another world. And I noticed something though. You go into the souvenir shops, and let's just say the less attractive Disney employees seem to be manning that particular section of the park.
I mean,
And I'm wondering, is this by design, or is this just coincidence that the 3.5-foot Asian man with the soupy eye that didn't open was the dude running the shop where they sold the stuffed animals of all the strange sideshow freak pets? Is that a coincidence, or is that just good old-fashioned Disney casting?
yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
Good Disney cast.
I certainly don't think this is one of those situations where you want to say, we're all equal, equal opportunity employers. But if you think you have a civil suit lined up against good old Walt Disney, best of luck to you. I hope you have Johnny Cochran times 30. Because you're gonna fucking need it. Like, he put me in the gift shop because of my looks. Like, yep, we did. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
You know what it is though? That guy probably knows like all the Star Wars lore that you have never even fathomed in your life. You know what I mean? Like it's where he belongs, kinda.
Is that a symptom of his looks? Did he not get along with other travelers and fellow humans?
It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
So he studied up on paralinks and phalanx and I don't know what the fuck words are.
Yeah,
Quartz whirls.
nerd shit.
Yeah. He finally, one in every million travelers or human travelers in their lingo knows like goodbye and dee-da. Like, oh, you know that language too? Oh my God.
Dude,
Come to the back room.
I gotta admit, man, some of their shit, though wildly overpriced, was pretty cool. Like, if you really legit want to dress like a Jedi, like they have a shopkeeper and they will measure you out and they'll say, all right, now lower your hands and make sure everything's just past the fingertips at a certain point. It was something. Yeah. But I gotta say,
Sweet.
they let way too many people into that fucking park. We
Oh
rode
yeah.
3 rides in 5 hours on one day.
Damn. That's
Yep.
fucking. So
That's
a
nuts.
ride every hour and 20 minutes.
Roughly that. Yeah, every ride was like had like a 90 to 125 minute wait time.
I'm not going to say like that obviously is not worth it, but were the rides in those instances for those fleeting moments fun?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I still wouldn't categorize like you got the scales of justice, right? And
Yeah.
they definitely are, if you had to wait 125 minutes for a ride at Hershey Park, those scales wouldn't move. But yeah, you get on Guardians of the Galaxy and you're like, holy shit, I've never experienced anything like that in my life. I'm not saying it made it worth it, but it definitely tilted the scales a little bit closer to even.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
that's kind of why you do it, right? Like,
yeah.
you know, you wouldn't put your like you said, you wouldn't put yourself through that for fucking like the new wooden coaster at fucking Six Flags, like. But the Guardians of the Galaxy experience, well, maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait an hour and 20 minutes.
I'm
The
here. I'm a
Dolly-
long way away
The
from home.
Dollywood Double D Dixie Cup Dipper.
Yeah, at least that's
Yeah.
2 hours at least.
Yeah.
It's
This
worth
this is where. Did you make it? I'm trying to think of the thing because I go to Florida. I go to the Orlando area every 3 years, but the family so like the people with kids go to a lot more than I go to. But 3 years ago, I did go to, it was just before COVID hit, the area, whatever park has the actual Harry Potter experience. It's like literally like 4 city blocks that are just
Yeah, it's
authentic
Universal.
as fuck in terms of, is it Universal? Okay.
Yeah, it's not
And-
Disney.
Well, but it's the area. I know it's not part of the Disney, but we did that, and you talk about things being up, sold up. Obviously, the ticket prices on these things are going to be exponentially more than you thought they were going to be going in there. But they had the wands, the magician's wands, and they had the cheap ass little fucking rinky dink plastic ones. They had nice ones, and then they had nice ones that also were interactive throughout the
park.
Harry Potter experience. They actually could make like doors fly open and things like that. And they pleaded like hell. My cousins pleaded like hell with their parents, and their dad was just like, "Yes, it's interactive. You pay more for it, and when we leave here, you'll cease to interact with the fucking thing."
Well, I've got a $207 BB-8-esque droid that came home in the airplane with us. It was 110, but you could build it yourself. You could get the personality chip,
Yeah, baby, they get you.
and you could and you got to build it yourself. I think I said that twice because I think that's the only options you got. And so so they let us. This is I got to give Disney credit for this. So you upped me by $100. You double sold me a product that you didn't have to have manufactured in China because I literally paid to build it for you in your fucking sweatshop factory that was made to look like a sweatshop factory on Tatooine with the gigantic woman who had a fucking lazy eye and a hair lip. That's what I got to do. Way to go, Disney. You fucking figured out how to fucking just dedicate yourself to authenticity.
They got you.
Straight from she came straight from the cantina, straight from that cast.
Damn, you should have got a lightsaber though. I'm not gonna lie.
Believe me, I thought about it, but I felt like if I bought him a lightsaber, then I was going to get jealous and need a lightsaber, and then I was going to spend double the money on a lightsaber, because believe me, they also had a lightsaber building academy there as
yeah,
well.
I know. I've heard.
Yeah. What good would a Jedi be without someone from the the dark side? You gotta have the yin to the yang. If Young William's a Jedi, Andrew, you can't. You gotta have a red lightsaber to duel with him.
Check
Well,
this
see,
out.
like I thought that I read somewhere that the fucking certain colors of them fucking crystals that make your lightsaber certain colors are very hard to find. It becomes like a whole
there's-
fucking thing.
There's a trading depot on
Yeah.
the premises for the dorks that want to come in and pull off
Yeah.
that kind of shenanigans.
Yeah.
But I do have another question about my child, if I should be worried about this or not. So when you get to pick the personality chip for your droid, they lay out 3 rows and they say, these are the heroes. They're a part of the Rebel Alliance. This is the bounty hunters. And these, well, these are the dark ones. These are the bad guys. They work for the New Order. And then I'm looking at William. I'm like, all right, buddy, these are the good guys. These are the guys that don't fight for anybody, and these are the bad guys. And he's like, he straight goes for the red chip. I'm like, well, those are the bad guys. You sure? He's like, and he shakes his head up and down. Yeah, I'm like, you sure you don't want to any of the other? You know? He's like, no, I'll take it. I was like, buddy, why do you want a bad guy? He's like, Daddy, sometimes I think evil things. And I was like, all right, we're not going to question it. Let him get the evil chip. Maybe he can just play this out in the droid and it won't fucking come to fruition in his actual body.
That's what young William leads with when he goes to the counselor at the elementary school that he attends.
I think evil.
William, yeah, sometimes I think evil things.
Just don't act on them.
It's probably it's probably so asinine. He probably thinks like every young boy thinks about stomping on an anthill.
Well,
you know?
I did ask him about it later, and he just said, I think it's more fun to do the mean things when you pretend. And I said, okay, that's fair. I'll take that. As that's a really coy answer, and you've become really good at
He
Don't
thought about
Jedi
it,
mind.
like, you know what? Let me go back and kind of smooth this over.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You think about it, you're like, "Don't wait a minute! Don't Jedi mind fuck me, you little shit! Don't you be doing that! I'm the original Jedi. All right, I'm the original Jedi."
But all in all, I'd say good trip. Very tiring, very exhausting. It's not what I remember it to be. I think in the eyes of a child, though, walking through like the doors of a city street and seeing an entire new magical land unfold before you, I think that's where the magic lies. I got choked up a couple times. He was real happy. He gave me more hugs than I've gotten in the last 3 years. So I think it all worked out. And
This is a multi-hug. This is like a couple dozen hugs consolidated in a week. Okay.
We got he just turned 9. His birthday was yesterday, so he turned 9 in the Magic Kingdom. Ooh. So I mean, I think for once I can pat myself on the back for like a good parenting vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask you. Now, on the flip side of things, were you annoyed? How annoyed were you from a 1 to a 10 that the state of Florida disables all gambling on your phone and you could not open DraftKings?
Okay. This is actually a blessing and a curse because I tried opening DraftKings several times, flying over states that I knew it was available, and it was like DraftKings was like, nah, fuck you, dude. I know you're in the air. It ain't gonna happen. And then, of course, I would have placed most of my bets on the Orioles in some capacity to do much more than they performed. So it saved me a lot of money in retrospect, the fact that I couldn't open the DraftKings app to make any bets. So it worked out, sadly.
Yeah, that's annoying. I think when I was down there in January, same thing. Because it was the NFL playoffs. And I was thinking like, oh God, I've been doing my homework. I got my spreadsheets out. Wait a minute. Fuck Florida. God damn it. This is what I would have done. Ooh, you would have fucked up. Fucked up big time. It's like college bowl season 2. Ugh.
Well, then tonight, again, clusterfuck of a night for us getting back and all that. And then it was 7:55. I'm like, oh, all the sports are getting ready to start. DraftKings. So I just made bets without even thinking. I was like, I'll take this stat, and I'll mix it with this stat, and this stat, and this stat. And we'll put $5 on that one. Let's go. And I made like 10 of those bets. So I'm going to have a bad night, I think.
Yeah. It's like when you when you haven't had internet porn like a week and you got the house to yourself. Like, ooh, all right. Yeah. I'll make it comfy for this one.
Everybody's getting in bed here real soon, so let's wrap this up.
Middle class holes, everyone. Recently returned from a Mickey and Minnie Bukkake session. Murr, Alan, and Foxman. So, Alan, you wear many hats here at the Middle Class Holes. You're an international, a political sex correspondent, political sex scandal correspondent. I feel as though you're kind of one of our liaisons for bridging the gap between Wikipedia, dictionaries, fact-finding, really just kind of cleaning up Murr and I's lack for detail. And by lack, I mean just none. But the Middle Class Hole is definitely our conspiracy theory correspondent and leading experts. And you and Murr feel as though you hit the jackpot with a recent exposure out in the great state of Colorado.
Well, I got to first applaud you for actually going with this because Alan and I were really
Yeah.
just goading you on with sending you
Yeah.
multiple stories about a Bigfoot sighting from a train.
No, listen, I like when I say this is the show agenda. What the fuck? What do you think? I'm gonna pull an audible on you guys? A fucking pull an audible at the line of scrimmage? Like, no, we're not going with Bigfoot. We're going with
Well, we do it to annoy you, and I guess I'm kind of thrown for I'm thrown off a little bit because I really didn't expect you to choose this to go with. But yeah, Alan, explain to the man why this is such a significant find in the 21st century.
Yeah. I mean, dude, we've all seen the footage, right? Like we've all watched it at this point. I know I
Yeah.
have.
So-
probably.
Oh,
Wes
yeah, I
sounds
watched
like
it
he
several
might
times.
have watched like a couple seconds of it and then wrote it off. But
no. Watch it all.
okay, it's give me some other explanation. I'm like it's hard for me to like. I guess it could be some sort of fucking elaborate stunt, but you got to start to fucking at least be like, that's weird. That the thing that Wes thinks is absolutely 100% not possible on this fucking planet. That looks like kind of sort of maybe it's possible. That's all I'm saying. And if it is, that's like one of the biggest zoological fucking findings. It stops to be a cryptozoological, like it stops being kind of conspiracy theory nut jobby to like actual human anthropology fucking discovery in our lifetime, which is fucking wild.
And before Wes answers, there's 2 points I'd like to make. One of them is this. We've got all the UFO alien stuff coming out now. They were hiding that. They were making people sound like a fool for that. And then you've got this. The second thing I'd like to say, and I'm not saying it's Bigfoot. I'm saying we know where this thing is, right? So now the thing that I've always wanted to do is triangulate and actually explore and see if it's out there because supposedly this thing was taking a shit. That's the way I saw the story. That's why I clicked the link. Someone found Bigfoot taking a shit from a train. And when you see it stand up, it's like, holy shit, what is that? And then it sits down, you're like, where did it go? Like the camo on this thing was like unreal. Like unless he moves, you don't know that's a thing. So how many times have people walked right past him and not seen him? Wes.
Okay. So I do want to clean up a few things that I muttered today while you guys were lambasting me and poking fun of me for just my general interest in all things, I guess, Bigfoot, Yeti, UFO, yada, yada. So, okay. So first of all, I didn't have sound on. The footage is taken from a train. So the couple are on a 10th wedding anniversary, and it's a Tor, Colorado train. It looks to be, you're just going through the mountains. It's beautiful, actually. You're kind of, if anything, this is kind of selling me on a getaway vacation type spot. So yeah, it looks cool.
Hold on, let me clarify for you. So it is a train ride from Durango to Silverton, which just sounds old timey. It sounds like where people probably only mined for gold. Like, so anyway, continue.
I feel like that got muttered in Wyatt Earp, the movie.
Exactly.
You headed to Durango? Nope. We're on down to Grierton.
Just came out of Silverton. I didn't even know there was a Durango.
Exactly.
They always end it with the you got to smoke. So then I said it looks like a drone, but it says she has a Nikon. Well, okay, this explains the quality of the footage and why it's moving because they're in a train, and her Nikon camera was also snapping some photo, but most DSLR cameras have a video option. That's what's taken. That being said, it does remind me, and later on in this article, it just basically says it looks more to be like a HD of the 1967 Colorado Bigfoot. Was it the Patterson Gimlin film that was actually just a person in in a bear costume?
That's the classic like
yeah. So I mean, I'll agree with you, Murr. Sure. if the state of Colorado wants to spend some money to get, I don't know, 40, 50 people out there on a hunt, and of course you get the experts from the FX channel that know, the Bigfoot hunters, get the, the
Bobo
real,
the other guy and the one chick. Yep, definitely.
the actual experts,
Yeah.
along with some DNR and some state officials, and then what? You just create a perimeter and just box it in. Just box it in. And then, of course, you throw a net. You set some booby traps. You shoot a net. You lure it in with some Jack Link's beef jerky, and you fucking whip the goddamn thing.
Well, that would definitely work.
The only I'm not saying it couldn't be a person. I'm willing to admit this is one where like I
Do
feel
we want
like
to watch it in a minute, just like when you're done, Murr?
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
all right.
You can go ahead and start pulling it up now while I'm chatting here. It could be a person, but if it is a person, it is a person who didn't expect to be seen. It's a person who's been living in the wilderness, has skinned their own deer, and worn the carcass as a cloak. Like, that's the only other explanation that I could see for this 2-second video, which I've obviously become an expert on over the last 25 minutes.
So you don't think there's any way that someone threw a kind of a thrown together Bigfoot costume and did this as a hoax for these train goers, these people who know a touristy, vacationy train was going to be coming by? Like, maybe we'll make some headlines with this sucker.
I wasn't under the impression that it was a touristy like train. I was under the impression that it was just like, yes, there's a train that runs you from point A to point B. It would just seem that if this person wanted to be spotted out there, A, would have gotten a little bit closer. B, they'd been out there for a long time. This isn't like an Amtrak that comes by every 15 minutes. Like, this is like a twice-a-day train.
It's a dedicated practical joke. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, it's like a one time in the morning and a one time at night train. So he's like, I'm going to just assume that someone's running video on the train in the middle of nothing just to get spotted for a hoax, or the person on the train is in on it. If that's the case, then yes, I can agree with your logic, Wes.
Okay, and to be, I don't necessarily know if this is a train specific for sightseeing. I do know that this is what this couple used it for, but I can't verify. This very well might just be a commuter train. But either way, it's cool. Okay, I'll share here, and we will have a gander.
All right, because I do want to like kind of go over it with you guys to make sure, one, I saw the same video that you saw, and two, that it is, yeah, I mean, look how, okay, so it's this desolate little ravine.
Hold on, blow it up first. Yeah.
And
To
then-
the
Hold on.
this.
Yeah. No, yeah,
Okay.
no, I'm next to it. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, and then, see, like, I'm looking, there it is, okay. Dude, I
It's
mean,
down. And then I thought it got back up.
it does. I mean, it's just kind of like hunching back and forth. I mean, it looks like it literally is like stopping to take a dump, and then like, I've seen videos of like people in Walmart taking power dumps, because that's,
Yeah, if it is Bigfoot, it's definitely neurotic as hell because its head keeps cocking up and down like.
I think it's
I
like,
guess
oh, fuck, I
when
lost.
when you take a dump, you're at your most vulnerable for prey or for predators. So
That is
you
true.
always had to be on the
I'm
look.
just thinking, so like, look, a couple of observations. I don't know. We gotta take into account, right? Like, it could definitely be a person. It's never out of the realm of possibility. But fucking, that looks like a pretty remote fucking cliffside. Like, how you getting up there? If you, again, this is where like all the hoax shit comes in. Like, sometimes people do it and you're like, all right, you were like at a mall, buddy. You could have easily got a suit and put that on. But like, when people are on the side of a fucking mountain that a train from 1882 runs by, I tend to be like, that seems like a lot of fucking work to get up there and do this hoaxing. And I think its movements are very interesting. I think that's kind of the key. Like, some fucking dickbag analyst somewhere are gonna look at that and like measure its gait against the fucking scope of the fucking mountain and tell us that it's either is or isn't something. But it definitely is more movement and like it fucking interesting than I've seen in other videos.
Yeah. So first of all, just to give you some numbers on this. It's the San Juan National Forest, and this train ride covers roughly 1.8 million acres of mostly untouched wilderness. So yeah, if it's a hell of a hoax. Maybe it's the train. Maybe it's the train organization trying to get some free press.
I wouldn't be. I look.
I
Bottom
mean, it
line is,
could be. Yeah.
you're in weed country. It would be a great like way to say like put a fucking dispensary at both ends of the line. Be like, all right, folks, we're gonna go dry this. This is where the Bigfoot was spotted. Let's get ourselves nice and blitzed up and see what we see.
I would do that. 100%.
And if you are gonna pull off a hoax in this era, you do have to dedicate yourself to it. And I'm not even playing devil's advocate. I'm actually kind of going against my own like want for it to be Bigfoot. If you were going to do it, this is how you do it. You would say, when are you guys going to Colorado? I don't know, sometime mid-October. All right, I'm going to go hiking out in this national forest. I'm going to grab a Chewbacca suit that I just recently bought at the cantina in Disney World from a 3-foot tall Asian man with a soupy eye. And I'm going to head on out there, and hopefully you see me. Please, I'll be out by the rocks. Like, you know what I mean? They had to know where to film, too. And that ain't easy doing. You see how easily it blends into the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of wild.
I mean,
And this fucking
right.
just I'm on the train's website. This is old timey Rocky Mountain fucking train, man. Like it's literally going through things that like humans in the 1800s shouldn't have been able to traverse. It's like
Okay.
so you get what I mean? Like I mean, pull up the website real quick and you'll just be like, oh, it's on like snowy cliffs that are imminent death if the train falls off of it. You know what I mean? Like again, so it's not like easy terrain to get to, but I mean, also true. Train companies got lots of money to waste.
What's it called? Is that Out There Colorado, or is that something that
It's called DurangoTrain.org. It's probably even fucking tax free, man. Tax exempt.
Oh yeah. This is like legitimate steam engines with.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like I told you, it has been in continuous fucking use since 1882.
It's like Wild Wild West style,
Yeah,
but a lot less like gadgety.
yeah,
Like there were steampunk spiders walking around.
yeah. There were heists on this train at some point in time.
Well, that I mean, okay, so I guess the consensus is if the train company denies it, and then anyone else that might be in on the plot denies it. Murr, you think that a search party needs to get out to the depths of Colorado and start fucking grinding, start picking up poop, and be like, nope, that's not Bigfoot poop. All right, next.
Yes.
I think that if this is the most credible sighting in I don't know how many decades, then I would be willing to lay the legend of Bigfoot to rest if they took it seriously and investigated it to the nth degree and
Right.
said, you guys said this was Bigfoot. All you dorks out there, all you fucking mouth breathers said, this is Bigfoot. Here's proof. Are we willing to agree with that? And they're like, yes. And then you say, all right, we're going to use the entire might of the United States military.
They hold on. They said yes, but they also work at the at a particular portion of Disney, right? Only where you can buy things.
Yeah, it's the Quasimodo store for the whatever Hunchback of Notre Dame.
They sell Chewbacca costumes. So the mouth breathers go yes, and then go on.
And then you get the entire canvassing authority of the United States military, and they go out and they find whatever's out there, or at least evidence of it, and they either confirm or deny it. And unless they confirm it's nothing, then you gotta continue to believe that there's something out there.
Well, dudes, it's just a side note, but like, I watched a documentary. I don't know. I have to look it up again. It's on Netflix or fucking Hulu or something like that. But it was researchers in Africa found a fucking cave that is the oldest. It is now the new oldest fucking remnant of like pre-human doing ritual burial. So for the
Okay.
longest time, we were the only ones to any of our extended ancestors, or any Homo erectus whatsoever. Fucking, we were the only ones who did ritual burial. There's one like we were, I guess, believed to have found to do that about 250,000 years ago. This group of people in Africa was doing it 500,000 years ago.
Mm.
Fucking a full quarter of a fucking millennia, fucking before us. And so I just found it fast. So again, this shit absolutely can exist, and that's all I want fucking West to acknowledge. I'm not saying that it does. I'm saying that it fucking can.
See, and this is where Alan and I, like, we rarely agree on things. This is where we agree. We're not saying that it does. We're saying that it can. And we just want people to stop. Because I feel like skepticism is absolutely fine. It's welcomed, actually. But denialism, I don't know if that's a real word or not, but denialism is a terrible thing. Do not have that in your heart. Because that just means everything you see, you will say, nope, not that. I'm just saying, like, let's check it out.
It's a root word of not being a nihilist. And I mean, hey.
Look, I'm just saying, I would be the first motherfucker to be like, that's not Bigfoot. But I would also not be like, that's not Bigfoot, if that makes sense, maybe.
I'll be dead honest with you, too. When I clicked the link and I saw the thing, I was like, fuck, man. I'm getting ready to be disappointed. And then I watched it and I'm like, fuck.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah. But, okay, I will get, like, for any listeners who want to follow up on this, I will say it, if this is kind of like, remember Signs?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, we have word that this is real deal. If this is real deal, this is fucking quality shit. This is not some like shadow or like, oh, this is enhanced imaging from a black and white night thing. Like, dude, that looks like a fucking tree that moved in the wind. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, this is broad daylight. Thing gets up. It's about 7 feet tall, sits down to take a shit, and his head goes up about 3 or 4 times because he's either having orgasming while he takes a dump or he's really neurotic about someone biting him in his back while he takes a dump.
Oh, man,
or both. I don't know.
You got raw bark squeezing past that colon, man. I mean,
You know what, Wes? That's probably one of the finest points that all three of us would have made here, and that's the fact that it's 2023. That shit was taking on a fucking, at the very least, a camera that fucking couldn't have even been fathomed when fucking old 32 millimeter fucking Gimlin film was fucking filmed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can hear the ticking in that particular fucking film.
Yeah,
you know
right,
what I mean?
right.
Like, so I get that. If you could be skeptical. Actually, you should probably be less skeptical, honestly. But fucking, yeah, this shit looks great on a fucking whatever they filmed it on.
They say Nikon. It could be a Nikon, whatever, the cool
could be
pick or
Cool
something.
Pix. Yeah.
They all shoot in 1080. So
Either way. Fuck, it wouldn't even matter. It could be your iPhone or your fucking, preferably your Samsung. Fucking, like, it's just a better camera. It's not my fault. Look, but that shit these days would give you this quality of fucking film. So like, yeah, it gets harder to not believe as much.
yeah, check it out though. Later on, the third or second to last sentence in the article says someone even tagged Joe Rogan, apparently with the hopes that the podcast would investigate the video himself. Well, folks, look no further. The middle class holes just deep dived into that fucker. Joe Rogan, eat your fucking heart out. The middle class holes.
well, Rogan has talked about recently how he's given up hope on Bigfoot, even though he still holds hope. But the fact that these, as Alan has said, these twats still have this show on, is it Discovery? I don't know what the fuck it is.
It's probably on TLC because that's how far the fucking channel it's fallen.
He's just talked about how sad it is, how it's made a mockery of the Bigfoot hunt, the real Bigfoot people. Like, he even feels bad for like Les Stroud, who actually went looking for Bigfoot, because he that's the thing, is that guy, the guy that everybody said was superior to Bear Grylls, was like basically tarnished his own reputation by going out searching for Bigfoot himself, because even he believed it.
Yeah, I mean, he was a bitch though.
Yeah, we've talked about that. He's always bitching.
He's fucking bitching.
That's why you fake things, because if you do it for real, you become a
It becomes
curmudgeon
miserable.
asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
when you're
I get
fucking
it, guy, but it's not. I don't want to hear you bitch no more.
When
I'm,
you're-
I'm gonna go watch Bear Grylls teach me how to get out of quicksand. All right, fuck off.
yeah, when you're malnourished, cold and or hot, and you constantly have to think about how you're going to set up the next shot in order to produce really good television. Yeah, you're a bit cranky.
Like, there's
Big
two
cranky.
versions of drinking your own urine. There's fucking whimsical English lad, or there's fucking sad American about to fucking die in a desert. Like, it's two different vibes. I'll take the fucking the English lad. Like,
Yeah, there's wash it down later on that night at a Holiday Inn Express with some good
Yes.
tequila,
Yep.
and there's develop fucking like I don't know, like type 4 herpes because you got some weird virus from
Yeah.
the rotting animal carcass that was probably a little too old to be eating the day before.
Yeah. But
Wouldn't
you
that be
would've
a
died,
bitch?
so fuck it.
You wound up with some rare case of herpes without even getting laid. Ugh, that would suck.
Well, what I love about the Bear Grylls stuff too is like there's obviously a guy on the production team who has to go out like ahead of time and find like a road runner on the side of the road and hit it with a slingshot and be like, okay, it's not tainted as long as you get here in the next 10 hours, and throws it down like, oh, look at this, it's a road runner. He must have fallen off a cliff. Like they plant food for them to find, like a recently dead. How many recently dead birds do you accidentally find in the wilderness?
Archaeologists said that it went off a cliff. Because archaeologists are fictional writers. Wait, folks, if in case you're wondering, just to keep on this, conspiracy theory, extraterrestrial Bigfoot ring offering. I don't even get ring offering. Is ring like a short term
Ring
for
is
like a
like the
group of
doorbell
people?
thing.
It's just
I did-
truncated
okay.
in like media speak, you know.
I'm so glad you brought this up. Yeah, like the Ring doorbell company is offering $1
Yeah.
million prize for capturing extraterrestrial activity on camera.
On
but that's not-
camera.
but the story seems to say UFO. And I'm just saying there might be a technicality in this story. I'll have to read the bylines here. But an unidentified flying object caught on a Ring camera. What if I shot a piece of spaghetti out of a slingshot and I was like, hey, Ring, what was that? And if they can't tell me the answer, do I get $1 million? Doesn't
Well,
mean it's
they-
extraterrestrial.
That's true.
They will be offering $500 Amazon gift cards for, quote, the most creative submissions that do not qualify. So maybe that's it. I was thinking this is where, one of the original OG first time 30-second snippets from the middle class holes, I do my Bobcat Goldthwait fucking thing. I just do a cardboard like I get some dry ice and have, the fog come out and just hello everybody. So take a look, folks. This is people.com. Ring $1 million prize. If you're hard up for cash or just want to get creative or you think you got something, Bigfoot or otherwise, get in there.
This is the greatest self-promoting, free advertising news story that I've ever seen. Even if they have to pay it out, they're
Yeah.
going to win so hard. God bless them. Well done, Ring. By the way, Shaquille O'Neal, he's the one that helped get Ring off the ground. So well done, sir.
Shaquille O'Neal.
I'm Shaq. I love Ring.
It's the greatest guy to mock.
All right. So final verdict on Bigfoot. Yes or no? Or I need to see a little bit more. That's probably the answer for you guys, but
I'll say I've seen enough to go through with my plan
Yeah.
of using the might of the United States military.
I've seen enough that tax dollars should be spent on this fucking search. Yeah.
do you
100%.
think the conspiracy would take a twist if, in fact, the government shut down sometime a month from now, right before they were ready to put boots on the ground? Like, all right, sorry, folks, can't do it. Government shutdown.
100%.
The Bigfoot search is gonna have to wait until we're back at it. Like, no, he's getting away. He's running to Durango or wherever the hell else in Colorado he might be.
Yeah. No, 100%. If the government shut down like days prior to fucking the Bigfoot fucking search party, like the official federal, like the official fucking Marine Army fucking search
Yeah.
party, then yeah, that's it smells of big cryptozoology influencing our politicians.
Can I? I'm gonna say, I'm thankful that I spent the last week in Florida, considering all the things that are happening around the globe right now. Like, we always talk about, like, "Duh, they're trying to distract us." Can they distract us with something fun? Wouldn't this be a fun thing to distract us with? Hey, Israel's on fire. Blah blah blah. World War III. Russia, Ukraine, southern border. Hey, we're looking for Bigfoot. Cool. Fucking right. Let's
Fuck
do it.
Yeah.
It's like
You
even
know?
aliens didn't do the trick. Like they were like, "Hey guys, we got aliens. Look over here." And we were like, "We already know that, you pieces of shit. Don't fucking try to trick us."
Yeah, my paycheck's worth like a third of what it was like 2 years ago. Kiss my dick. Find
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
I would say, Christ, what a little nobody wound up getting like what 1,500 to 2,000 people to Roswell, New Mexico for a quote unquote stay or raid Area 51. I think if you put a couple times the effort with the right people, the right marketing skills, the right social media savvy, you could probably get 10 times the amount of that for look for Bigfoot, search for Bigfoot. Maybe you're going to need a little bit of a tagline, like find Bigfoot and torture him. Or I don't know, find Bigfoot, get a lifetime supply of Jack Links.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
That's worth
But,
it.
find Bigfoot, get a free interview with John Lithgow to go over his award-winning role in Harry and the Hendersons.
That'd be third prize. But
Also,
yeah.
also worth it.
Yes,
Jesus.
yeah.
Jesus Christ, a lifetime supply of Jack Link's fucking jerky. I could pay off my mortgage, all your student loans, and
Yeah.
maybe buy a Tesla for all of us. Man, fuck, we'd be rolling in the dough. Jesus.
That stuff's pricey.
All right. Well, we'll stay tuned. I think we say we'll follow up, but this one I think this one's going to stick. We're going to figure out what was creeping around in the runs in the far nether regions of Colorado, the great state in between the two great cities of Durango and Silverton.
Here's just a quick question: how fast do you think, like, if we sent like an amateur search party into the night woods to find Bigfoot, and so hypothetically there is a Bigfoot, that a tiny fucking search party member just gets torn to shreds before we're like, "Oh, put it down," and then carry its carcass back to the zoo? You know what I mean? Like somebody
guess-
ripped in half, right?
Yeah.
They have to.
Yeah.
I guess we do have a whimsical theory of Bigfoot being a gentle giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're gonna roll up on Harry from Harry and the Head. It's not gonna happen. He's not gonna be like personable. He's probably going to kill someone.
He
Yeah.
ain't gonna be happy to see us. That's for
And
damn
I'm gonna. The only thing I have to liken it to is gorilla rage. So it's probably going to be ugly.
Yeah.
Think I want her to be found.
you could just see just by straight how neurotic this thing was when it took a shit. Can you imagine rolling up on it?
Yeah.
Like, hey, buddy.
He was probably like, I'm not even supposed to be awake right now.
Yeah, that's right. This is like I did the sleep schedule. This is what I don't. Do they hibernate? They gotta hibernate at least a little bit,
He
right?
just stayed up all night.
8-hour sleep schedules. I don't know. We'll figure it out. When we find it, we'll learn. All right, Murr. We want to learn though. Let's get it going.
Let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. Your mental floss. Amazing facts. Brought to you, of course, by our brand new friend over on Instagram. You can find him too. He's called Cuckster, the number 4, life. Cuckster for life. You can find that about, how would you describe it, Wesley?
How would I describe the channel?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just it's a coming of age story with the emphasis on coming.
Coming, yes.
And I think it really a man who realized that if he was going to make a marriage work, he had to do what he needed to do and Lonely Times calls for desperate measures and all the other innuendos that you can think of. But hey, man, he's getting his message out. He's letting people know that it's okay. It's not a bad thing. Cucking is all right, and the cuckster is for life. He's in it now. He's knee deep.
I think it's a good American story about how a patriot can allow another man to pleasure his wife, and that's not weird. That's okay. That's freedom, actually.
If it makes her happy,
Yeah,
it makes me happy.
it's about a man overcoming his own insecurities. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not really.
To
But
let
yes.
to let his wife experience pleasure.
Yeah, with a modest budget, of course.
Yeah, of course. We're not talking suites at the W here. We're talking motel rooms near airports.
Uh-huh.
So check him out. Cuckster 4 live on Instagram. Did you know badgers have helped uncover a number of important archaeological discoveries? They've dug up everything from 12th century warriors in Germany to the grave of a 19th century girl in Canada. It seems odd that a 19th century girl in Canada would be an archaeological discovery.
Yeah, a Canadian who died in the 1800s. That's archaeology right there. I wonder if do they do this naturally? You know, are they just kind of so just digging around so much to create homes for themselves? They dig up all this shit.
They get, I think they're a little neurotic, and I think when they're on to something, like they don't fucking stop. Like if they see something dive in the ground, they're like, that's where it is, I'm digging, and they just keep going. And even if that thing's already run off, they're just like, I'm gonna keep going and dig and dig and dig. And so yeah, I think they're so ferocious in that they end up uncovering. Yeah, they could probably get down pretty deep, I guess, deeper than the cuckster gets in his wife.
And you know, weirdly enough, badgers more or less are the preamble for or the preface of the book or the knowledge base of archaeologists, because they dig up and then archaeologists, while they're doing the heavy lifting, archaeologists then get to create this bullshit story.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a 19th century Canadian woman. She was a lot more than just a woman. She was a forager, hunter, fisher, woman. She was a woman. She died. Fuck. Happens all the time.
She must have been real important to this civilization, as you can see the way her bones are crossed, her arms in a prayer ceremony. Like, what the? Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's how she was. That's how she was laid to rest. All right.
Don't do this
That's
to
a,
me.
yeah.
Okay.
Alan, do you know about the badgers digging?
I did not. I mean, they are tenacious, from what I understand. Makes sense. It's just kind of common, logical. But nope, I have no idea. I have no idea if they have special powers.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
So, do you think archaeologists should start following them around, or do you think archaeologists should start arming themselves with badgers?
Ooh. You know how? Okay, hold on, Alan. Like, you know how they take pigs out into the wilderness to find like truffles?
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, they should probably like take badgers with them, but I don't know. They're probably mean, aren't they? Mean.
Well, yeah, and archaeologists are pussies. So, like, you take the
Yeah.
meanest animal out there and mix them with the pussiest human animal out there, then yeah, you're probably setting up for a bad time.
Yeah, like archaeologists are just fucking scientists that don't want a scientist on real stuff, on like living things. They're like, let me just check out the dead stuff. You know what I mean?
I tell
That's
you.
that's a reality show right there.
Or what a bad.
Archaeologists who then have to like carry badgers around from site to site. Like, he's a feisty little shit. No, ow! He fucking bites everything. Prick.
Well, we named this one Wesley because he doesn't believe in the Louisiana skunk ape, but we're going to take him out and see what he can find.
Then they all just run away. That's probably the problem. You gotta keep them on leashes or something.
They all just run away. That's correct.
Did you know the wigs for performers in Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical Cats are traditionally custom made from yak hair? Costume designers went through 3,247 pounds of yak hair during the production's original 18-year stint on Broadway, which officially kicked off on October 7th, 1982.
Damn.
Damn.
So maybe this Colorado Bigfoot is just a 1982 Cats musical costume
Yeah.
performer who just, maybe he was making his way out to Los Angeles, lost his way, literally, figuratively, ended up in the hills of Colorado just to be spotted by someone in the year 2023.
All that yak hair
I
glistening in the sun.
wonder if it's well, one, I'm curious about how many other animals they went through to figure out. Yep, yaks are the best. But then, like, what is it about yak hair that makes for the best wig? So just malleable, you're able to like create masterpieces with it relatively easy. You can dye it, you can comb it, you can it's more or less just like a human hair, but it's from a yak.
I'm willing to bet like it's everything you said. I'm willing to bet it's like it's malleable and it's durable. Because
Okay.
like a yak, I mean, it's all fucked up because they're out in the fucking. But I bet you can comb through it. I bet it's
I bet
beautiful.
I bet it also has something to do with the way lighting hits it.
Mhm.
It's Broadway. It shows
Yeah, I was
so
gonna say it's probably got a sheen, nice brilliance to the coat.
yeah.
And by the way, an extra did you know? I don't know if this was a fun fact, but polar bear hair is actually translucent. The only reason it appears white is because of the environment they're in.
Correct.
Wow. Did not know that. Or there's another bonus. Did you know? Did you know that Andre Agassi wore a wig when he had the long hair?
I did, and I also found out he was on meth.
I did
Yeah.
not know
You're
both
messing-
of those things.
A lot of speed too.
I learned so much just there in like one statement.
Now that I look back, because I do, especially around U.S. Open time, that kind of spawns me watching old tennis highlights and trying to get myself prepped up. And you watch some of those old ones from like 1990 to 89 to 93, where he has the bandana with the it's not a
It's quasi mullet.
yeah, I was gonna say it's not a mullet, but it's kind of toting the mullet line. And to realize
Richard
that
Dean
was
Anderson MacGyver mullety.
yeah, but to realize that was fake, all because he was just nervous about him being young and losing his hair. That thing looks. At the time, I was like, "Damn, that guy's got a great head of hair." Hindsight being 2020, I'm like, that thing looks fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why would
well,
you take that as a mullet?
I-
Or
there was
mullet? Would you take it as a wig? Sorry.
There was a documentary about him and him doing meth and all that other stuff, and he was saying like right when they started doing the Canon commercials, that's when he realized he started losing his hair. And they were like, dude, we're gonna make so much money off of this, your look and that. And he's like, oh shit, and so he just knew like I can't give up this money train. So he just went with it. Can't
Yeah.
blame him. By the way, this Beckham documentary on Netflix, much better than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be some just run of the mill fucking the Beckhams, Spice Girl, soccer player. Fuck, man. I love David Beckham even more. If he could change that voice, if they could give him vocal cord implants, God, he'd be the greatest man on earth.
Like, give him Les Stroud implants. That'd make him great. Just kind of a whiny soccer player.
Yeah, well, he's got that high pitched British accent, and it's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
You're lucky you're the
But-
prettiest man that's ever been birthed out of a canal of a woman.
I was gonna say he was blessed with a fucking beautiful right foot. All right. So
Yeah.
what? He doesn't have the vocal cords. Boo hoo. I could fucking blast a 70-yarder on a dime.
Yeah.
God, it's a great documentary. If you guys haven't watched it,
I
fucking
have
start
not
that shit
yet.
up.
I gotta check
I've
it
seen
out.
snippets, but I'll check it out.
Did you know? According to Alan Williams, an early manager for the Beatles, John Lennon, who was born on this day in 1940, sometimes napped in an old abandoned coffin Williams had on the premises of his coffee bar, the something as a gag. I can't name.
wait.
I can't pronounce the coffee bar's name.
So Lennon used to nap as a gag, as if he were dead.
Yes,
Oh, huh.
in a coffin.
Like that kind of sounds right.
Yeah, but have you ever like a coffin? Have you guys ever like
That's
really
weird.
like investigated a coffin though?
Yes.
They're
They're
comfortable.
fucking weird. All right. Well, I have not
What
gotten
if-
in one, but
Say, Murr, have you gotten in one?
I haven't gotten in one, but I've like I do a lot of deliveries, so like there's a couple or funeral homes, and I put my hand in one, and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah. I thought you were
that's
going to
nice.
say you lifted Pop Pop up. You're like, excuse me, Pop Pop, I got to feel the bottom of this. Oh,
No,
damn. It
but
feels
the
good.
cushioning they put in there, and then also that confined space, like I can see, like I could totally see how somebody would be like, look, I don't want to tell anybody this, but I sleep in this shit every fucking night. Because like you can't roll, there's no way you can roll around. It's comfy. I totally see it. I think it's underrated. I think a good coffin bed. I mean, look at the Japanese, man. You seen their fucking apartments? Their apartments are coffins, for God's sake. They're lucky
Yeah.
they can even fit fucking mattress or any kind of foaming in there.
Any kind of foaming.
Any kind of foaming in there. Egg crates. Ugh. You kidding me? Do you know? I don't know if it was that. There's a bonus. Did you know? I don't think it was that Beatles manager. I think it was another one. The one who actually OD'd later on. Because I think he had been documenting how it got weird that he was doing so many drugs and it had become commonplace. Like, I wake up, I do this. Afternoon rolls around, I eat lunch, I do this. 4 or 5 o'clock, I start drinking beers, smoke a little weed. Then by 7 or 8 o'clock, do this, and this. And we go to bed by 3 or 4 in the morning. And I get up and I do it all over again. I've done that for the last year. Like, well, yeah, no shit. Then you died of heart failure later on. But there were rumors that him and Lennon were dabbling in a little bisexuality.
Well, there's also like rumors that I don't even know if it's a rumor. I feel like it was confirmed by like one of the ex-wives that Marlon Brando and oh come on, comedian Richard Pryor had a sexual encounter.
Marlon Brando and Richard Pryor had a sexual encounter. Wow. Yeah.
Hey man, the drugs back in the 70s, they
I
were
was
still
gonna say,
they were still
everybody's
fucking like
low. Yeah.
they were still
Yes.
figuring out little column A, little column B. They were trying to figure out what worked.
Fucking
Let's say.
Quaaludes and fucking
That's-
mescaline.
I've talked to a person that I know really well who is old enough to have experienced Quaaludes many times. And the experience that he tells me about, I'm like, man, no wonder you guys did them all. No wonder they're not, there's none left.
Yeah.
The way, what you just explained, it's just kind of euphoric. Wow.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
And I guess it makes sense that a fat white guy and a black comedian may have been like, hey, man, you want to have sex?
Well,
Yeah,
well,
fuck
yeah.
it. Whatever. Let's do it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Have you ever been to Durango, Colorado? It's beautiful.
I had an experience with a giant ape. I'd be willing to have an experience with the smaller one.
Jesus Christ.
Did you know? In the 9 minutes of screen time, Max Schreck has as Count Orlik and FM. Jesus Christ, 1922. I don't know. He only blinks one time near the end of the film.
Who?
I don't fucking know.
So it's a movie. So there's an actor in a particular director's movie that was filmed in 1922. The bit is that the actor only blinks once.
Yes.
Cool. I'm glad I got all those names of those people so I can remember this fucking piece of information later.
They're not all great. They're not all great. Okay.
Hey, listen, Murr digested a T-bone steak in 5 minutes and had to get 5 fun facts in
Yeah.
less than that. So don't worry, we rushed him.
Well, that's reasonable.
We rushed him.
Thank
We'll
you.
allow it.
All right. And finally, did you know? According to a 2019 YouGov survey, 45% of Americans say they believe in ghosts, with more than 1/3 of those polled saying that they have personally felt being in the presence of a ghost or a spirit.
Doesn't shock me at all, man. Wow, thank you guys, appreciate it. Middle class souls, everyone. Have a good night. I knew that was a fucking bullshit. I knew we were doubling down on this whole thing.
What's that say? What's that say? What date?
That's today.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. I didn't make it up. I didn't cherry pick it. I literally fucking read the goddamn date.
Okay, it's just a hell of a coincidence that we do a UFO $1 million prize, Bigfoot is real, and a few other, beyond our comprehension type thing shows that
Listen.
you do this. At 45%. No, I did not know that. It doesn't shock me. And then what, 1/3 of those people say they've had an experience themselves?
Yes. Well, no, with 1/3 of those polled, yes. So yeah. So, look, bottom line, hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah.
Like we didn't make these stories up. The world made them up, buddy. Maybe somebody here should be opening his worldview a little bit. You know what I mean? His name might be
Look,
Wes.
the bottom line is there's some things that cannot be explained. Okay,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
like like the laws of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. There's that thing there too. Like we talk about science on the quantum scale and how they know nothing about it. We talk about science on the maximum scale. They don't know the universe. Every astrophysicist out there says, "Give me one miracle and I'll explain the universe," because they don't know what the fuck the Big Bang was, even though they've based all of their scientific knowledge upon it. We talk about the brain. We know 12% of the human psychology. Maybe these things do exist, Wesley. Maybe there are Harry Potter wands that are more powerful than the others.
That cost 30% more. Yeah, gotcha.
And can I
No.
finally, real quick, before you move on, can I just say, when I was talking about Marlon Brando and Richard Pryor, I did not mean to make a racial joke that I've been sweating about for the last 3 minutes.
I didn't catch it.
That was an accidental coincidence, and I apologize if anyone was offended by it.
That's fair. I don't think anybody would. Well, maybe somebody would have caught it.
I didn't
No, I mean,
intend it that way. I
I've
apologize.
been looking for a title for this show. I think it's going to be "The Mer Makes Fun of." But the Mer makes a racial joke about Marlon Brando and Richard Pryor having sex while doing a Marlon Brando impersonation episode. 10, 12, 23. We'll see how many characters I have. I might have to abbreviate that a little bit, but
So,
I got some
anyway,
time. I'll
I
make it work.
apologize. I genuinely didn't mean it in that manner. Totally. Alan, you know what I'm talking about, obviously. I did not. That was not a thing. But ghosts, Wesley. So again, you have a problem with Bigfoot. You have a problem with ghosts.
No, I don't have a problem with ghosts. It's just
There we
like
are.
I thought he was gonna be like, no, I don't have a problem with ghosts. They just don't exist.
well, I was about to say that too. Yeah, I think a lot of people believe they want to believe these types of things because they see something, it's out of the ordinary, it can't be explained. Well, yeah, some of these things can be explained. You just don't. I'm not looking deeper, Oh, I saw my grandmother floating around translucently in a nightgown.
But what if it's not specifically someone you know? What if you're like, I'm just spitballing here, but like, what if you are in Gettysburg and you're like, oh, kidoki, there's a guy in a fucking uniform with a bayonet.
Yes, if I'm in the Holiday Inn Express and fucking, Corporal Johnson of the 24th Regiment of Virginia comes like putzing through, and it seems a little bit odd, then yeah, I'll it's never happened to me. That particular thing hasn't happened to me, but I guess if it happened to someone, sure. Yeah. What do you want me to say?
At the Holiday Inn Express.
Right?
I'm talking about in like
we're the middle class holes, dude. What do you want me to say? Oh, you're at the Ritz in Gettysburg. Okay, great.
No, I'm not that you're at the fucking any hotel, that you're in a fucking like, a hollowed ground of a battlefield, and there's this presence that presents itself.
Okay, so you're watching a reenactment with actors.
No, you're not doing any of that. You're just literally out exploring, and there's a fucking like ethereal being that appears to you. You're like, hey, what's going on? Like you think it's literally a person. You're like, hey, you all right? And they just like look around and then just fucking fade away.
I suppose that's a very lucid, a very vivid explanation. And if that were to happen, yeah, I would.
I hope Wes sees an alien talking to Bigfoot in the presence of a ghost, and I hope he tries to tell us that it all happened.
Right?
Right.
I do kind of hope it all just happens at once.
Why do you guys hate on me so much?
No, we don't hate on you. We just hate on your inability to just open yourself to the possibility.
I feel like it steals some joy from your life too.
Yeah.
It's stealing joy from my life.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Why do you think that?
Because I feel like it leaves you like just these instances leave you so close-minded that you're
I was
not.
talking about fucking Bigfoot eating Jack's Links. What do you think? That was all tongue
Yeah,
in
but
cheek.
see, yes,
I'm
absolutely, it was.
I meant that.
No, because like I get where Murr's coming from here, because I think that like when me and Murr like see these articles and we get to talk about them and stuff, we
Mhm.
have this like childlike sense of fucking kind of like wonder.
Wonder.
Yeah, and be like, oh
Okay.
my god, could you imagine? That'd be cool. Like, and you're just like, nope.
It's not cool because you need to apply the scientific method to these findings.
Gotcha.
And of all people to say that to, like I try to apply the scientific method to everything, and I'm doing that when I do these bits too.
And
Mm.
that's what gives me the gigglies about it. It's like, ooh, I can't think of anything else this could be. This might be the thing that it's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, it cannot be this thing because logic dictates.
I don't even think he goes that far. He's like, it's not this thing because you haven't like slapped a carcass on my fucking dining room table.
I
And
know.
I'm just like, oh, sorry. sorry, the whole of the science community will bring this unique fucking scientific finding to Wes Fox's home to make sure he's pleased with the results.
What if? Okay. What if to say a situation where a someone from the gospel shows up at my door, okay, and says, "Hey, a dead friend, or someone that you know is talking to me, and they're telling me that this is what they want. This is what they want to tell you." And I'm like, "Yeah, bullshit." But then it turns out like this person who I've never met, from someone from the choir of a church nearby, is telling me very finite, specific things about a dead friend of mine. What would you make of that?
I mean, it'd be fucking weird. But
Well, that was from the movie Sister Act. I thought you guys would catch on, but all right. Well, with Whoopi.
see, this is why you can't have serious conversations.
I know. I'm just like I'm trying to remember like the scene that this is coming from. And it doesn't even matter. There's no reason to try to make logical sense of it because he doesn't care.
I think it was Patrick Swayze who was talking to her.
That's the movie Ghost.
I know, I'm
And so,
kidding.
you know, the worst part about it is like if we do find Bigfoot, like Wes will just acquiesce and be like, "Yeah, I mean that's cool." But he
I guess
won't-
what I worry about Wes.
he won't be excited about it.
No, you're right. He'll be like, "Huh, I was
He'll be like,
wrong.
"Oh, I was wrong. Yeah.
Shit, that sucks. Oh, cool. Good for you guys. Way to go."
What will be the appropriate response? Like,
Uh,
let's fly out to Colorado. Let's do an official middle class holes extravaganza. Fucking part. Let's do a gender reveal. Well, we'll fucking yeah. As soon as that train flies by, blue or pink.
Okay, what's the most ridiculous thing that Alan and I potentially believe in that you would be excited about?
Aliens and Bigfoot are run fucking neck and neck. I mean, this is like Secretariat and Man of War. But I will say Bigfoot.
Really?
Because
Okay.
it's localized. It's here. It's on Earth.
I respect that.
It's UFOs. I like.
There's so
I
much
don't
more
know,
to
man. It's just like
comprehend.
yeah, like a giant 7 to 8 foot land mammal that is like taking dumps in scenic areas of Colorado, and we're just now seeing it, and you guys are like, yo, you don't believe in that? Like you talk to me like I'm a mouth breather. Like, talk to me like I sell fucking stuffed animals at the Tatooine shop in fucking Disney.
I bet you those guys are open minded enough to think about it.
It's fucking certain. Yes.
And that, my friends, is your Fun Fact Friday.
All right. A little bit of a follow up on last week's 5G national alert system type. What,
We got a
what do you-
2-for-1 here. All right, I like
we
this.
do have a 2-for-1. So the national emergency alert system went off. We kind of covered it. It was basically alerting people. Well, it was a test to alert people in case there was a national disaster or something were to happen similar to what happened in Maui and Hawaii. So obviously this thing blows up, goes off, people get spooked. We covered the COVID vaccination portion of it. We're not going to get into that, but a lot of things happened, but two particular things happened. So prisoners who had cell phones got busted. Okay. Prisoners have cell phones. Shocker. I thought that only happened in Oz and Orange is the New Black. But the one that I find is a little more compelling is Amish people are sunned after screeching emergency alert revealed that they owned phones. So sneaky members of the Amish community who smuggled mobile phones were caught after the national emergency alert went off on Wednesday. I mean, we can talk about anything you want. The prisoner thing is also compelling. I mean, I think it's not a shocker. You know what I mean? But
it's really one for one, isn't it? Because the type of Amish person who has a cell phone is basically a prisoner in their own society. So, I mean, no, like apparently a lot of the prisoners knew, so that a lot of them, the smart ones, they shut their phones off, and then
they knew something was coming.
Well, if they got a cell phone, they've got access to current events.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And they were like,
yeah.
yo, shut your cell phones off because they're going to be buzzing at like 2:30 on Wednesday. And then the Amish, you'd think they'd have the same amount of information, but of course you're addicted to your phone, so you don't turn it off. And so the fucking thing goes off and everybody's like, what's that?
And then they try to make the sound like it's nothing. It's just me burping.
I just think it's, you know what? Every now and again, even if you think it's the government intruding on your privacy, think about all the people that shouldn't have these things. That you want, man. Come on, man. You want to expose somebody? Throw a random one out there. See what happens.
A random emergency alert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we're just testing it out. We wanted to do it randomly to see what's going on. Like, imagine how many prisoners.
Yeah, it's like think of fire drills when you were in high school. You know, just out of the fucking blue. Halfway through algebra, everyone get up. All right, gotta take roll.
Yeah, most of the time though, they told you. They were like, "Hey, we're gonna be conducting a fire drill later on this afternoon." So blah 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 blah. But yeah, when they put the one on that like they didn't tell you about, it's like, oh, how you gonna handle this one?
Yeah.
It went the same fucking way.
Let's see how this single file line system goes.
Yeah.
Let's see who's the attendance captain. You know, let's see who's.
Always,
see who's
Find
the
your
cap-
buddy.
Let's see who's the captain and let's see who's Tanal.
There you go.
Huh?
No.
there was always at least one asshole who ran out of the building like, "I'm on fire," swinging their arms like fucking windmills.
Yeah. I just find this like the prisoner one. I mean, look, no matter where you go, no matter what prison you go to, no matter they do price documentaries year in and year out. They have reality shows where someone who goes into the jail who isn't a prisoner for a week just to like live the life. It's just like just hours upon hours upon hours on YouTube of jail life. Riot breaks out in jail. Fight breaks out in the jail. What's it like to be a prisoner? What's it like to be the new inmate? And then it comes as a shocker that these people have cell phones. Like, oh wow, yeah.
Well, I don't know that it's the shocker that they have cell phones. I think we all know, but like the fact that they get, highlighted immediately and abruptly, and then it's like, then you can start an investigation. How did this prisoner get a cell phone? And then you got all the fucking crooked security guard workers that are there, and you can start investigating them. And then all of a sudden you can shut all this shit down. So I think that's why it's good that for prisoners, I think it would be a good exercise to do occasionally without telling them. As far as the Amish are concerned,
I was going to say, so the Amish, tell me about them.
That just goes to show you like who wants to be there, who doesn't want to be there, and they need to make a decision in their community about what they're going to do with the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
You just figure like, I mean, Alan, we've talked about this. We've talked about your educational upbringing at Mount St. Joe and and at a certain point where people you and friends of yours were like, yeah, I don't know about this shit anymore. But you have the diehards. You have the people that are like, and again, I don't say this mocking. God bless them. That's the way of life that they want to live. But okay, you mean to tell me that you live growing up in an Amish community where your entire life leading up to your teenage years or preteen years, leading, somewhere in that pocket or that window, where they're like, you've been beating into you, like, this is the way you live. And you get a fucking teeny tiny taste of that outside world. Oh, man. God. Cheesesteaks and fucking cleavage and fucking some booze. I don't know, man. I'm just talking about the things I like, but it could be whatever you're.
Yeah, I mean, I would think it's hard to fucking avoid that temptation. I like they had shows, I think, on TLC because of course educational content about like fucking kids like Amish kids go in fucking American or whatever they call it, like fucking native. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they had him on Rumspringer, and they filmed him for like the year, and some went back, some didn't. I mean, like I think all communities have problems, obviously, but there's some times where like I'm driving up to Lancaster, and I'm like, this doesn't look that bad. I work hard every day anyway. What if all I did was work hard, and then I didn't have to worry about anything else? Food's gonna be on the table. I'm gonna be tired, but I don't have to worry about 401k. Somebody's gonna take care of me when I get to that age.
You got a well-oiled community,
Yeah.
It's like a very constructed type thing within.
But I feel bad for the kids who got caught with the cell phones because, like, if they're shunned now, like, what's their fallback plan?
They're not shunned. They're just gonna get it whipped like 60 to 70 times. That's okay. Don't worry about that.
It takes a while to get shunned, I think, unless you do something like egregious.
I don't know that it takes a while to get shunned. I think it takes like a on the cell phone to get shunned.
It takes 5 1-second beeps that have a second apart.
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah, but then the child in this then tries to say, if this was a real emergency, we all could have been fucking harmed. And the adult's like, fuck you.
The English were going to come tell us on horseback. I had to know now.
This is for the benefit of the community. Let me see that thing. It stomps it in front of you. That's okay. I got another one. All right. Well, God bless the prisoners and God bless the Amish. They don't mention the Mennonites. And by the way, when you drive to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, I think that's mostly Mennonites.
Okay. Well, I know. Well, the Amish, man, they've got an entrepreneurial spirit. Don't let that fool you.
Dude, this is when my dad kind of transitioned into a different type of like someone doing carpentry in his house. That person had an Amish helper, and my dad was just like, that motherfucker, that dude works. That dude busts his ass. He doesn't take lunch breaks. He from the minute he steps in to the minute he walks out, he works. He may take a couple piss breaks. That's about it.
I can't blame a man for that.
Nah, hell no. Hell no. Christ, that bookcase in my parents' house, that thing's beautiful. Stained. It's got Civil War novels and Encyclopedia Britannicas and shit on it.
Oh, that room is beautiful.
Man.
My mom's like bed frame is like handmade. It's like literally they're just logs. They're just fucking like lacquered and beautified logs. It's gorgeous. It's fucking heavy as fuck too. Like it's wild, but it's really nice.
They better not move. Cause that motherfucker.
I literally need a lumberjack to come in and fucking take that bitch out.
You just call them. They'll know how to deconstruct it and put it back together.
Take it and resell it.
All right. Alan, tell all the Bigfoot, UFO believers, Amish prisoners, and prisoner Amishmen where you can find the middle class souls.
Oh, Jesus. So you can find us on all your favorite social media platforms. We're at MDL Classholes on Instagram and Twitter, the Middle Classholes on Facebook and TikTok and YouTube and fucking Threads and Truth Social and whatever. Fucking 4chan. Check us out there. Reddit. We got Reddit thread. No, we don't. I'm lying. I'm just making shit up now. Anyway, and for your listening pleasure, you can check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and do we even take emails anymore? Have we gotten it? When's the last time we got email? Now I'm just
Yeah, we
asking.
haven't got an email. Tickleourtummies@gmail.com. Has not received.
Tickleourtummies@gmail.com.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we're close to getting a notification of, hey, you don't use this. We're gonna give up your email address to somebody else. Can you imagine? Someone's
really
like,
been
wow.
asking for tickleourtummies.com.
Some wedding crashes enthusiast. Anyway, we do have a few social media comments. These were hangovers from last week because we had so many from the week before. Either way, this is from a article that we posted on our official Middle Class Holes Facebook page. It's the Great Wall article. It was where someone punched a hole through the Great Wall in order to get from work to work. Winslow types in, it's now known as the OK Wall of China. I found that to be kind of pretty clever. I found that to be pretty clever.
Yeah, is it really that great? Come on.
That's right. It was, but was is relative.
One time.
Chris, the aliens helped them build it. They didn't have that fucking carpentry.
Good point. You're right.
Have you seen where some of that fucking wall is built? That's only aliens could have done that.
Yeah. What the hell are you going to do next? Put up a railway system and film shit out of it? God.
Okay. Don't talk about the Chinese making a railway system.
Oh, yeah. It's,
we're getting double trouble.
That's a great point. I take that back. Actually, we have two comments on this one. This is McDonald's versus Burger King. These were on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. So the Wizard Quinn, not Queen, Quinn, Quinn, writes, Burger King always had natural ingredients and pushed themselves as real food compared to the processed food of McDonald's. So, I mean, I vaguely remember that, but I don't think there was like this. Was there this monstrative, giant ad campaign that says like, yeah, okay, Murray, you're shaking your head.
There was. It was because like they were like
flame broiled was the one that I always remembered.
Flame broiled, always fresh, never frozen. Unless I'm mixing that with Wendy's, but I think Burger King ran with that a little bit as well. And because look, McDonald's is processed fucking food. Period. It is the greatest processed fucking food that's ever been processed and put on a fucking plate. Period. I mean, I just feel like McDonald's would have done themselves a better service by saying, like, we are what we are, rather than, like, kowtow. But they're still the greatest fucking franchise in the history of franchises. Yeah. So who am I to say they're wrong?
Yeah. Okay, well, it brings up to Shadow Wick Queen, I think, right? WCWE, Wick Queen. 7890. Sorry if I butchered that. So this is, I feel on some level that changing to be healthier is a superlatory change rather than an obligatory change. But that makes it feel less satisfying when it gets changed to the obligatory through feedback.
Okay, there's a lot of 25-cent words in there, as my creative writing teacher would have told me. Not sure I quite followed that. Is like
what I think is they're saying that it's kind of like the way, really, in my opinion, summarizes what you said. Like they changed to be healthier, and then upon the change, we realized it sucked more. So then we realized, man, why would you do that?
Yeah, we liked what we liked because we liked it. We didn't need you to change because I feel like when the government gets involved, they're like, you guys are too dumb to understand that you're doing dumb stuff. And it's like, no, we know what the fuck we're doing. Like, I know, at least. I know this isn't healthy. I just know I like it. But I'm going to eat unhealthy things I like every now and again because it's delicious. And I guess they were like, well, people don't know that it's not healthy, and they think this is a good, delightful meal, and this will nourish them. And it's like, come on, man. It's not McDonald's responsibility to fucking keep you healthy. Period.
Just get 4 of those hash browns though. Shovel those fuckers in.
Those hash browns are disgusting anymore.
Are they? I haven't had one in a
Yeah,
while.
man, dude, they used to be great when they fried them in fucking trans fat filled fucking beef tallow, and we're like these.
But how
the
long
fuck-
ago was that? Like,
For me personally, I don't feel like it was that long ago. I feel
Like
like
the early 2000s.
it's probably like 25 years ago. Honestly, like they were still doing it like just full on lard in a fucking deep fat fryer, just and they would come out there. Alan, there would be no like you know how like hash browns, you got like the nice golden crisp hash part of the hash brown, and then you got like the white part of the hash brown.
yeah.
There was no white part. It was just fucking golden crisp all the way fucking through.
Well, no,
period.
I don't want
Crunched.
That.
It was like
doesn't
eating a potato chip.
That sounds awful. Why the fuck would you want that? That sounds terrible.
Awfully delicious.
No, that sounds terrible. I just think you have bad taste. That's fine. But
Well,
that just sounds terrible.
when I develop my time machine, I'm gonna take you back. I'm gonna get you a fucking full fat, trans fat, everything fucking deep fried apple pie with a fucking full fat fucking
I mean,
hash
I remember
brown.
the deep fried apple pies, but like, nah, that hash brown does. I do not ever remember a hash brown like that, and that sounds fucking terrible.
They put hash browns that now they put hash browns in a fucking like toaster and just like click clank and they wait for it to pop. There's no fucking oil touching that shit.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's awful.
Yeah, it sounds busted. It sounds busted. All right, look, I'm gonna get to the last goddamn comment. Y'all can fucking argue about this when I hit end and leave. Adult Fun Time on TikTok. So the Adult Fun Time was where we discussed converting a mall, which are becoming obsolete, into what a Die Hard, kind of like a Universal Studios type Die Hard. Yeah. So Joseph, I believe it's Mosher, Mosher. Sorry if I butchered that. Writes, always wanted to turn an old factory into something crazy like a paintball airsoft park on one floor, movie theater on the other. The ideas are endless. Amen. Amen. That's what we were saying.
I'm down with that.
It's empty canvas.
I like airsoft, but I like the concept of airsoft. I've watched airsoft videos. Man, these guys take it way too serious, dude.
Oh, they do. Yeah, those folks are they're worse than the Tatooine people.
Like paintball was like, Bob, you hit me because look at this paint that splattered on me. And then airsoft was like, this is real combat. This is what it would really be like. And you got to fucking go honor system. Jesus Christ. Fuck you. Come on, man. Come on.
Jesus, stop. Like we're turning this into like a shit on airsoft comment. The guy was
No,
basically
I'm not
saying
shitting
like,
on
hey, you guys are on the right track. Look at you. Fucking turn some malls into some adult fun bullshit. You know?
He's right. He's right. It would be fun. I feel like the Die Hard experience would be enhanced by a real airsoft course. We are in line with each other. I'm not disagreeing with his comments. His comment is admirable, and I appreciate it. What I'm getting on is like, unfortunately, it wouldn't work because Joe Public would get tired of airsoft assholes not raising their hand when they got hit. Because all the TikTok videos about airsoft are like, hey, watch this airsoft cheater. I'm going to shoot him in the face 5 times with this airsoft sniper rifle that I have. That's
His super high-powered fucking
Yes.
sniper rifle
Yeah.
with a scope that has a webcam on the end of it.
Yeah. and I'll watch them. I'll watch these videos, and it's like, bink, right between the eyes, and the guy's like, oh, like pretending it didn't hit him, and his goggles aren't cracked. Like, fuck off.
Right.
And that's what would happen in our mall. And then we would get this reputation of like, oh, that's the mall where all the airsoft guys cheat. And then everybody would leave the mall and it would become a Five Guys. And I don't want that.
So what you're saying is, okay, let me see if I'm gathering this whole like mall idea correctly. It wouldn't work because of the honor system that doesn't exist within the airsoft community would ruin our reputation. But it would work because we allow drunken go-karts. That the law and insurance companies just turn a blind eye to.
You can't fake junkie go-karts. You are what you are.
Well,
The timer says it all, man. Like, I don't start it and stop it. The fucking light, like the laser lights do. I don't fucking do anything. You go, blinks, go, blinks, go. That's it. I don't do anything. All right. If you got a problem with my fucking go-kart track, you got a problem with infrared. That's it. All right. I don't fucking set the rules. You set the fucking speed and the tempo, not me. All right. I don't have to raise my hand to say go. You just fucking go.
I tell you what, if Bigfoot's found and we can raise enough money, that guy will either race like Donkey Kong in Mario Kart, or he'll wave the fucking checker flag.
Who, Bigfoot or Mr. Mosher?
Bigfoot, the goddamn thing they saw in Durango or wherever.
This is the dumbest ending of a show of all time.
Yeah, this is fucking awful.
No, it was just the comments. Thank you all for your comments. Keep them coming. Hey, email us. Don't worry. We'll get to it in 2 weeks. All right. Good night, everybody. Hey, and sleep tight. And if you're living in the state of Colorado, don't worry. Bigfoot might show up and eat all your fucking Cookie Crisp, then rip you in half, according to Murr and Hallen. That's what he enjoys eating. That's what he enjoys doing. Good night.